Look at that. It's off towards the west of the storm right there. So again, a lot of little things to talk about, and there's you still have that. You still have that little bit of a little ball right in there. But the winds are pulling that debris off towards the west. Does that make sense?
So it's a trajectory the way the storm's coming in, essentially.
Correct.
It's coming in from southeast to northwest, or at least these bands are. And so that's why the radar, it looks a little bit offset, because the rotation's here, but the debris is being flung this way, essentially, for lack of better words.
Yeah, and look at the beginning of that loop. I mean, you nailed it. You said this looks like it's weakening, and you had a clear-cut couplet there. South of and west of Deer Park. Once it crossed over 192,
it started to weaken a bit.
Yeah. Now, listen, we got to be careful though. This could come back and re-strengthen though. So with the tornado warnings in effect for another half hour, and the farther north we go, the more populated the territories become. Now, there's another cell just about ready to get out of the tornado warned cell there just south of Weehawhoty. I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger on that one just yet, but if they do, then here's the thing for me. That would go into some of the heaviest populated cities of the day today. And when you look at that, Cam, look at that. We're starting to see stuff really begin to gravitate more towards the west-northwest.
That's right.
And so you got an airport, you've got Lake Nona, you've got Medical City over there. So these are all... Yeah, go ahead.
We just got some new information here. A train spotter reports a tornado did touch down on US 192 between Deer Park and Holopaw. So that cell where that debris signature was essentially, or actually where that rotation, literally the tornado crossed 192. This was at 3:55 this afternoon. So now we have ground truth now, that there is indeed a tornado on the ground here in Osceola County. So let's hone in on Holopaw. It was on right between Deer Park and Holopaw, Tone, if we can, right here. So there's Deer Park right there on the east.
I want to try to get Deer Park on that shot for our viewers so they have a frame of reference.
So just to give you guys a perspective at home, like where are we right now? So Deer Park is here off to the east, and we had that rotation or a confirmed ground truth that a tornado did cross 192 here, and I think it was, the time frame was 3:55, Tony. So
here's what I'm going to do. I was just going to say I'm going to stop the loop, and then I'm going to pull it back. So there's 4. There's 358.
355.
There it is.
There it is, right here.
Yeah.
This is where it crossed 192, just east of Holopaw. And thankfully, though, since that time frame, it looks like it has since weakened. But
hey, Google, how far is Holopaw from here? What the hell is La Jolla Park now? Hey, Google. How far am I from Holopaw, Florida? Okay, I can't do it there. Let's let's go in on the Google machine over here. We will ask the Google machine here how far am I from Holopaw? How far? What? Hold on. No, don't allow. What? No. Let's... Holopaw, Florida. Oh, okay. Wait. So Holopaw, Florida is near Melbourne. It's about an hour away from here. It's an hour north. Hour and 15 minutes from here, from where we are. And it's an hour and 15 minutes northwest. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Oh, those are just the tornado warnings.
We did get some ground truth here, according to some trained spotters, that there was indeed a tornado on the ground in Osceola County, and it literally crossed 192 between Holopaw and Deer Park, which is why we do have this tornado warning still in effect. But as Tony and I have been analyzing that cell, thankfully it looks like it's weakening. Doesn't necessarily mean the rotation is completely done, but at least the threat for tornado for right now, a little bit less than concerning than what we had. But still, this tornado warning, I believe, is still in effect for until 4:30 with this new polygon box now as well. And off to the northeast, we have flash flooding. This is no surprise, Tony. We were talking about the rain rates, 7 inches of rain an hour, and now we have a flash flood warning now in effect for eastern Orange County until about 7 o'clock this
Eastern
evening.
Orange
So
County.
if we can maybe hone in.
Now I'm getting worried. Flash flood warning for eastern Orange County. We are east of them. So that is not wonderful.
On the flash flood warning now, because it looks like, look, even within this tornado cell, we
Yeah.
have, oh my goodness.
And there's no hail. I mean, we're a warm core system here, as you know,
Yes,
Cam.
there's,
so this
there's
is
no
legit.
hail within this
Yeah.
because again, it's a hurricane. It's a very warm core system. You need a cold layer of air aloft to have hail, and we just don't have that right now. But we have this morning. If you're just now joining us, I think we need a reset here, Tone.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're just now joining us, we have multiple warnings in effect. We have a tornado warning. Actually 2 tornado warnings within our Central Florida area here, and we have now a new flash flood. Is this the entire polygon? It's embedded with the
there's actually 3 of them. It looks like one. There's
Okay.
one that goes from the different weather service offices are doing it differently. So Tampa is doing Tampa to Kissimmee to Yeehaw Junction right along the Polk Osceola County line. Melbourne is doing southeastern Seminole, Brevard, Orange, Osceola, and Brevard, and then it looks like there's another one from the Weather Service in Melbourne that
And-
goes from Barefoot Bay down towards Jupiter.
So, wow. Okay, let's go. Where do we? Let's go to the flash flood warning. I think that's the newest, and I think for folks, we've been emphasizing that flooding would be a concern with this. Remember when we talked about all morning long that there is going to be a span, a real swath of area in Central Florida that would easily pick up a foot of rainfall. Well, this is starting to verify now. We're getting very heavy rain. Earlier with some of these severe warning cells, we had rain rates of 7 inches an hour, and now we have this flash flood warning in effect now for basically the metro. It's this green box that encompasses, as Tony mentioned, Osceola, Orange, Seminole, and Brevard counties, meaning we're seeing so much rainfall that we could see flood inundation, like flash flooding on the road. So hopefully no one is on the roads right now, because that is definitely a big concern. And on top of that, within that flash flood warned area, we have this tornado warning, which still, that rotation is still there. It's not as tight, Tony, but
Yep.
there is still that this rotation here is what we're seeing just northeast of Holopaw. Tony, I'll take it over for you.
That is the fact that place is east and north of us is kind of concerning. Then there's also the fact that we have water right down the street. And not only do we have water down the street, but I have confirmation here because somebody sent me some pictures of what the lake looks like right now. And I got to tell you, it's a little crazy. That's what we look like right now. Thank you, Katie, for the shots. But wow, that's what it looks like right now. And I gotta tell you, it's a little bitty scary because we haven't even started, and this is not normal. This is not normal. So right now, we are experiencing the beginnings of Milton. Milton is the feeder bands, really. It hasn't really, I don't think it's made landfall, but we're definitely getting the feeder bands of Milton. This is it's already a little rainy and a little windy here and there. Right now it's a little bit more calm. Way calmer than it was. And we were just checking out the tornado warnings issued by the fine folks at the National Weather Service, I guess, or NOAA, NOAA's the one that gets that stuff. They're the ones that get the information. The National Hurricane Center has basically the whole state of Florida under hurricane warning, and this thing is it's a strong one. It's strong enough that seasoned hurricane Floridians seasoned Floridians who have experienced several hurricanes in their lifetimes, like myself, we have, it gets us mildly worried. Especially because I live so close to the water. That is one of the things that living close to the water, like one of the drawbacks, obviously, of living close to the water is when you have situations like this. Now, I will say, I moved here 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, I did, when I believe was Matthew the one that we got, or was it Ian? I don't remember which one. Whichever one that was, 2 years ago, that wrecked downtown Sanford. Like, it was, like, I have drone shots of downtown Sanford right after the hurricanes, and right before the hurricanes, and let me tell you, that took a beating. So I will say that even with all of that, this apartment did not flood. Now, I'd have to check. What's the intensity of the... Yeah, hold on. Let's find out. Let's ask the Google machine. When did Hurricane Matthew hit Florida? Let's see. Oh, that was 2016. No, I meant Hurricane Ian. It's Hurricane Ian. When did Hurricane Ian hit Florida? 2022, September 28th, 2022. That would have been 2 years ago, because it's 2024, and that's how years work. And it was a Category 4 hurricane. All right, so... How hard, let's go ahead. How hard did Hurricane Ian hit Sanford? How intense was Hurricane Ian for Sanford, Florida? Sanford, Florida. Yeah, I mean, we got it pretty bad in Sanford. Sanford waterfront flooding, Hurricane Ian aftermath. All right, so I found this on the shout out Technomadia. Hold on, let's pull it up over here. We're gonna pull it up on the machine so we can all see it. Let's go to history, and here we go. All right, so we're definitely not going to watch
bridge, looking out at the flood.
And well, I mean, from here it looks just like a marina. I mean, how can you tell it's flooded?
You can tell it's flooded because you can actually drive a boat right in.
We're watching this together. I've never watched this video before. I'm basically just seeing how things work when everything is up and running and everything is good and we still have good internet. So that way, when we go in, when the shit hits the fan, I want to see how it feels. See
To the dry storage over there. That's normally, normally 9 feet down. And
yeah, okay, fine. Let's
or down the river. It's confusing. It flows north.
Okay,
yes.
You always get it confused.
Not what I was looking for. Not what I was looking for. But that doesn't matter. So that's what it looks like right now outside. I wanted to kind of test everything now that we're here, now that we're in the middle of it, or in the middle of the start, I guess you could say. Because while the thing hasn't made total landfall, like we're getting tornado warnings all over the place. The water, as you could see in the in Lake Monroe, is definitely higher than normal. And yeah, so we're getting ready to start. So, this is yeah. Hopefully, my hope is that we only lose power for a little bit. That's what I'm hoping for. So, we'll see what happens. I'm going to get back on in a little while and see, do an update and